Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, Kwahala, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakwakadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom and salutations to you brothers out there in the highways and byways, noise in this world abroad, all around the world, and Shalom to you few sisters listening in silence to the Spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So, I'm going to talk about the topic of adultery, and, and it's a really touchy topic, and the thing with adultery is it's become so normalized, in society, well, in this kingdom, that, sleeping with another man's wife is, or a woman, sleeping with another man while she's married to a husband. And, it has no consequences in the society. It just has no consequences because there's no morals, in this society. Because the wicked is ruling the earth, the wicked is ruling the earth. But being that you're a man of the Lord and you know this truth, and, if you see, it's just common sense, it's just principle. If you see your brother with a woman, you know not to deal with her. There's plenty of other women out here to deal with, But, dudes just give in to their lust. They just feed their lust. And the thing with lust is, it doesn't care how it's fulfilled, just as long as it's fulfilled. That's the thing with lust, And the thing is, you gotta overcome that lust. You gotta overcome your lust. You gotta, pray. You gotta strengthen your spirit to overcome it, because it's a really dangerous thing, And it's like, like the scripture says here. Let me just get this real quick. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 34. For jealousy is a rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the days of vengeance. So he's not gonna spare. If you try to talk him down, he ain't gonna hear. And this thing with adultery, if a man catches you sleeping with his wife, he's ready to kill some shit, and he ain't trying to hear nothing, And the thing is, with adultery, you just gotta be, you really gotta stay prayed up, because it's very easy to give into your flesh, especially, if you're, especially being in this truth. If you call yourself being a man of the Lord, you gotta really, be strong, And the thing is, there's a lot of adultery in IUIC, because what you have is you have men and women together, You have men and women conjugated together, and that's just field for adultery right there, because ultimately men and women shall be separate from one another. The woman, she should learn at home, stay at home, and guide the home, while the man is being taught and teach. And whatever the man learns by the bishop or pastor, or or the prophets or apostles, he takes that information and he teaches his wife at home. That's order. But you see, within these other camps, there's not order. It's just disorder, amongst these other camps, just totally disorderly conduct. And this is why you have situations like adultery, because there's just no order, But anyway, let's get Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32. And it reads, Whosoever committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that does of it destroyeth his own soul. You see? So whoever committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding, and he that does of it destroys his own soul. You destroy your own soul. Because you see that man with his woman, you know the man is dealing with that woman, but yet you with your lust, your lust and your desire, to deal with that woman overtakes you, you know, and then you end up, committing the sin. This is why it's very important that, you know, you have dominion over that lust. You have dominion over your soul, over your spirit. And that's staying prayed up, that you avoid that temptation, you know, because there's nothing, that's all it is. It's nothing but temptation amongst these camps, especially, the IUIC, you know. Here it is, the only reason why these women are following these dudes is because of what they have. They see the glamour, they see the fancy, they see the golden, the royal, you know. They see these things, so that's what attracts them, you know. That's what attracts these women. If Nate, like I said, if Nate was to teach the truth, and was to teach the scriptures, and was to teach you how about Shimmy Shai the right way, these women would leave him overnight. It's all folly. It's all hypocritical. There's nothing real about these men. It's all a class act with these men. And this is why these men, they're not men of the Lord. It's nothing but a class act. It's fake. It's all fake. It's all for show. And these are the reasons why they're following them. Get another precept real quick. Alright, this is 2 Timothy 3:6. For this short are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women led in with sin, and lead away the diverse lusts. You see? Actually, let me just get the. Actually, I want to read the full scripture. Okay, so let me just read it again. Alright, 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 3. Chapter 2, no, chapter 3 verse. So 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 6. So like it. For of this sort of they that which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, leadeth with sin, and leadeth away with diverse lusts. You see. So this is what goes on in IUIC. They lead captive silly women because all these women are just silly. And when you have women amongst men in the congregation, this is where you have all this folly. This is where you have all these diverse lusts. And this is where a lot of confusion comes in. And this is why Elder Apostle Tahar at the time, when they had the school at One West, that's why he said no woman is allowed in the school, and that's a good call. That's the spirit. That's the spirit, because how you gonna learn truth, or how you gonna learn the truth, if you if all you're doing is you're just concentrating on your woman, you know, at the end of the day. You're just concentrating on that woman. You're not really focused on the scriptures like that. You're not into the scriptures. You're not there to learn. Okay, you're just there to you're just there. You're just showing up because the women are there at the end of the day. And brothers, they trying to get with these women, but most of these women have boyfriends, husbands, and that's what happens. You know. So that was a good call by Elder Apostle Tahar to to withdraw the women out of the school. To run the women out of the school, because that's all they're gonna bring is confusion. Nobody's learning anything. Just like, for example, like when I was in the Christian before I came in the truth. When I was in the Christian church. As a young teenager, they used to have youth on Wednesdays, you know, where you have, you know, you serve, services for the young people. And pretty much, the only reason why the young men was going to church is because of the women. There was a lot of women that was going, and that's how you had a lot of things going down. You know what I'm saying? So I could learn firsthand. Like that's all I was going there for. It's really because to interact with women. And it was just that was that. But the thing is, I didn't really learn the scriptures. Yeah, they were teaching you at the pastor up there. They were teaching, but it was like it was just mediocre. You know, it was all show. It was all class act. You had young people that dancing and things like that. It was all entertainment. You know, it was just going there for a show. But when I came in the truth, that's when my eyes began. That's when I began to learn more, and my eyes opened up. To the fact. But the point of the matter is that I was only just going there, really not to learn anything, because I didn't really learn anything. I was only mainly going there, for the women, you know. So that's how things happen. And most of these women, they ain't gonna tell you the truth. They ain't gonna tell you that they're single, or that they're not dealing with no man or whatever. Because most of these women, they were dealing with men anyway on the side, being whores. You had women having sex in the church. So there was a lot of sex and things like that going up in the churches as a young man. Even I had women come on to me and things like that. I didn't have sex in the church, but I could have. But you know, women were coming on to me, left and right. And here it is. I was really sincere. I really wanted to learn something, but unfortunately, I didn't learn anything. It was just all entertainment. It was just all bread and circus, you know. Um, but you know, but seriously though, that's all it was. Just a bunch of entertainment. I didn't learn shit. But that's what happens in these churches, adultery. You know, and no, it's not a funny thing. It's a dead serious thing. But this is why America has to be destroyed. By way of thermonuclear missiles, because adultery has become so normal nowadays. It's not even a thought. It's just you know when you're talking to a sister and the sister tells you that she has a man, and you say, no, I don't want to deal with you because you got a boyfriend, and they look at you like you got two heads already. you know and it's real crazy out here, and this is why this place got to be destroyed by way of thermonuclear missiles. you know because it's just too much. you know There's only a few good men that's really trying to do the right thing, you know. And the group is GMS from the head apostles of GMS on down. And that's about it. So with that, I just wanted to bring that out. Giving all praises and glories due to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakwakadash. Shalom.